Start recording. Okay. So we were talking about the GeoCities drug thing, right?
People used to trade and sell drugs on GeoCities. It used to be the best platform to do so. You could use burner phones from the early cell phone services, and
Oh.
since there's only 50 megabytes of bandwidth, you could pop up a website and use up all the bandwidth of people that you tell to look up your stock that you put up for the day, and you'd sell all of it through the phone, ship it in some discrete manner, and then it would use up its bandwidth and get deleted. And you do it again. You just make a bunch of them. And it used to be that they'd almost have like botnet style like redirects between all these different web pages.
It's pretty clever, but like, did anyone ever have to do like GeoCities puzzles in order to get the drugs? Like in
I
some
don't think we had.
occurrences, some
I didn't have
instances.
that kind of dealer. Like, there's a kind of like you have to listen to them play guitar for 2 hours before they'll sell you an eight. There's another kind where you have to do like GeoCities puzzles for like an hour before they'll like sell you.
Huh.
Mm.
I'm guessing.
That's kind of cool. This Twitter page is cool. That describes how the gifts work. But the only issue I have with it is the fact that it's just sort of like randomed.
Huh.
I like the fact that you can literally search by. If you just go to the website, you can literally just search, and it's all there. Everything that was caught by the Wayback Machine. I do recall a few strange gimmicks you had to do to get to the drugs, and a lot of those. I mean, at the time I wasn't even paying attention. I just noticed it, but I was too young to bother or care at the time. But I did notice that at the same places I was going to look up porn, there were links for various other services, including call girl services. There were those, and for those you had to literally do a full image puzzle of dragging and dropping images together onto a very crappy applet, shockwave applet, to complete a picture of a woman, and that was the person that you were trying to call up, and then it would display their number.
So,
It's pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
You
The way it
don't have to
displayed
turn up
number.
any contrast and like basic like Photoshop, like copy paste
Photoshop.
Photoshop
What
program.
what is Photoshop at that time?
Oh yeah, actually, like I don't know. I don't know if GIMP exists at that time at all
Screenshot Pro.
either.
PaintShop Pro was the best thing we had.
All right, so could you turn up the contrast and stuff in PaintShop Pro?
Yeah, you can do a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
stuff in PaintShop Pro. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. PaintShop Pro.
It was basically it was pretty much identical to like older versions of Photoshop, like
Oh,
function wise.
Okay. Good to know.
so oh, I just noticed something. Oh yeah, so interesting enough, when you're looking up things with the Wayback Machine, you know there's a page limit how many things you can pull at once, right, from the database.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
scrolling up and down from the GeoCities bot, if you do that over and over again, eventually it'll stop responding and actually posting up the image because you've already pulled that image multiple times, which is weird, but I get it. So it's literally just doing a straight redirect of the image instead of actually downloading it properly. Lame.
And you know what's funny? I'm actually doing a little mission in GTA4 right now, where you have to, you know, shake down some porno hustlers.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. You know, the problem I have with GTA 4 is the same one I have with San Andreas, is that like it's bogged down like I want to say like 30% of the way through the game with like a lot of filler like quests. And there's some good ones in between, but most of it's just fucking hot garbage in between.
I can't enter these fuckers without getting a failed mission. So. Hole in one. Okay, what else we got? It's classic trash. Okay. Oh, we're not done with this mission? Alright, well, welcome to Let's Play GTA 4, everybody. Any more GeoCity talk, guys? Or
I don't have much. It was just a thing I found. GeoCities was a very specific thing. Last thing I had was so I don't know if everyone remembers the online game that eventually came out called Kingdom of Loathing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, so everyone who was of a certain age at school probably played that because it wasn't blocked in most schools, which is funny.
Right. Like RuneScape
But
and
originally,
other sites. Yeah. But originally.
so if you look at the well, this game was even simpler than that. So it doesn't use any outside programming, any outside code. I mean, from the website itself. Actually, it's all HTML based, and you have a certain amount of actions you can do in a day on each account, and so on and so forth. There are plenty of exploits you can do to get around that. Whatever, we're not doing but talk about that. What we are talking about is the fact that all it is a bunch of redirects on a server, right?
Uh huh.
Hmm.
In its original form, it was a GeoCities game. Actually, it wasn't even a GeoCities; it was Angel Fire.
Hmm.
What's Angel Fire?
Uh,
You web hosting.
it's the other version of GeoCities, basically. It's the same thing. Angel Fire was the
Oh.
other one. There was two services. So Angel Fire was the other one. You only had you actually had more space in Angel Fire. You got 80 megabytes of bandwidth per site, as opposed to
Oh,
I
per.
think it was
Oh,
30
the web host,
megabytes
right?
bandwidth. Yeah, from like GeoCities for your free one. So Kingdom
Okay.
of Loathing worked is that they would create a link for each page for each action you do, and you had a certain amount of actions use a certain amount of bandwidth. They can host so many people at a time. How they did it though is the guy had a program running in the background for all his websites that would like keep track of how much data is being used, and it would shutter you to a different website that had all the same links on its own
Oh.
site, and it would shutter you between each one of them in the free servers, allow you to play the game without interruptions from the server because they ran out of bandwidth. It would just shutter you to another one. If one got used up, the guy would withdraw any useful data from it, any useful images that he had hosted on directly, and then just let it run out from its free service, and then just start up another one.
Oh
I think he
wow.
said. I think yeah, he said in an interview. I read it. I don't remember where, but I remember reading an interview about it. That he had something like 50 of them at a time at one point before he had actually got a job and managed to have enough money to afford his own server.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, and the server, um, he actually he didn't have his own server. He actually just rented the hosting directly from I think it was GeoCities actually. No, not 95 GeoCities is what he actually ended up renting an actual full-on sized thing for, and then he just put standard advertisement hosting on the sides of definitely not virused advertising banner.
Oh, okay. Wow, dude. Who'd have thought? Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not
it
the
could be
coolest
like
thing.
that way back then, though, you know?
Mhm.
Like, damn, man. I mean, fuck, I never would have thought of that. I thought people would just, like, hide around an IRC and be like, hey, man, give me some smack or something.
Yeah, no, that was the minute they come up with anything, people find a way to abuse it.
Oh, yeah,
People also
totally.
find a way to make it better. But
I mean, there's probably stories about, like, people, like, arranging drug deals on early days of Steam and, like, RuneScape and
oh yeah, when it
Guild
was
Wars
was
and
moderated,
MapleStory and
I've
Have a
seen.
Hotel and Club Penguin and Gaia Online and shit like that.
it used to be if you trade a certain item to a certain people on RuneScape way back when, you trade diamond swords, not sorry, so it's coal certificates is what it was. So I'm gonna coal certificates to this one dude, and then along with a address, right?
Yeah.
He would show up to your house in a local if you're in the local region to him. He would show up to your house and sell you shit.
Huh.
Hmm.
Got caught within like 2 years of doing it, but he did it for 2 years solid before people caught on to what he was doing.
Well,
And all he was doing was just saying, anyone in this area, cool, get me this many certificates and tell me what you want. So he didn't have to go
Nice.
out get his own certificates because people use them for the longest time as like a currency because the regular currency was basically useless after a while, and
Ah.
those
Coal
certificates
was
took a while.
always yeah, coal was always something that everybody would always just go out and try to spam mine as quickly as they could.
I wonder how
Yeah, I
many.
Especially
had.
if it was used in everything.
Wait, how many of
There
us
was
here? How many of us here actually used an auto clicker program to mine various
I
things?
have
Oh, for RuneScape, I used to just use a full-blown like macro system, like a bot system that my brother bought, and I got like 80 mil, and then I bought the the legendary red Halloween mask and shit, and then
I mean,
I just stopped doing it because that's all I wanted, and yeah, now it's like over 600 mil.
I literally had it timed out back when it was random chance of what mineral you got in certain areas. I literally had it timed out per click
Uh,
to go all the way there and then all the way back. And all I had to do was come back every 2 minutes, and because I'd be at the bank at that point, and deposit all my ore, and then restart and then start the second macro setup for the auto clicker for so it would go the opposite direction,
ah,
and then it would restart. So every
nice.
2 minutes, I would have a full stack of nothing but that,
That's
which
pretty
was
cool.
great. What sucked was how many times people would get in the way of the one spot I would go to.
Or try to talk to you. Yeah, you
Yeah,
really had to go to like back
Don't
back
talk to
when
mining.
back when mining adamant was like in free to play worlds and stuff, and like doing U logs wasn't
right.
popular in free to play. Like that's the sort of shit I used to do. And then one because I stopped paying for it. Uh, I stopped paying for membership. So once all the once new update came where you can now mine runite at like level 50 because they apparently decided, hey, we're gonna release Dragon Ore and all this other stuff one day. I was just like, oh god damn it! I was mining stuff that was worth over 1,000, like over 1,300, and now I gotta go all the way back to like chopping logs and mining rune. Everybody else and their mother's mining rune, and it's slowly going down to under 1,000 when it used to be like over 50k a runite ore. I was trying to get to the point where I could mine runite ore if I could, and make like 50k every single time I got the ore because you needed like 80 something mining to get it.
Wait, well, let's hold up for a second. I have to ask, did you ever actually buy that GF?
No, no, I didn't.
Oh, that's sad.
Nah, it's not sad, man. I never paid for the experience. That's what I'm trying to say. I never paid for the girlfriend experience.
That was
Never.
pretty common actually in RuneScape. It was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I've known people online in RuneScape who've done it. I know like one guy in real life who did it, and I was just like, man, just stop it.
You know what was sad to
This is a
me was I
game,
used
not a dating site.
no, here's a sad one for me. So Korean MMOs when they first started becoming big, there's one called Ragnarok Online, and that game was dope. But what always weirded me out was you could get married in that game from like the get go.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So people were doing that, and I always thought that was fucking weird.
Yeah, you
Why
could
would
do
you
it in
get
like the Fire Emblem
married?
Three Houses game, but I don't really give a shit about Fire Emblem.
It's just like,
I have
oh
I
yeah,
have
they
the
got married in
warrior.
game.
I mean, I have Fire Emblem Warriors, but it's just like I play it sometimes because it's kind of nice to play every now and then. But
Oh yeah,
every time I see streams of somebody playing like Three Houses, right, I'm just like, okay. First of all, the
which was the
guy.
one on the 3DS? The Fire
Um,
Emblem on the 3DS?
I don't know. I never played. I never actually got a 3DS. I stopped at the DS Lite, and then I was just playing on my hacked PSP for like until the Nintendo Switch came out. Then I got the Nintendo Switch, and now I still play on the PSP because I don't feel like when I'm on the go because I don't feel like taking the Switch everywhere. Because
Because
first of
yeah,
all, what if I go to a bad area? Second of all, it's really bulky and it's hard to hide in the pockets without taking it apart, and then you still have to worry about the screen getting scratched and stuff like that.
see that's why I like the Vita, because it was actually no one wanted it.
Yeah,
Legit had someone steal. Like, I got mugged before. I had someone literally steal my phone, which was crap. I had someone steal. He stole the fucking the money on my wallet, and thankfully he didn't take the cards. I think he just thought I would just cancel it or something. And then he just fucking he sees the Vita and just goes, "Yeah, I don't fucking want that shit." Throws it on the ground. I'm like, "What
oh,
the
he threw it
fuck?"
on the ground. Did it? He broke it. Oh, what a
No, it
dick.
didn't break. I mean, he chipped the corner of it, but it didn't actually break the screen or
Oh,
anything.
okay.
I actually ended up bricking that thing later on because I used to. This is when I was in the army, is when I had it,
Well,
and
you
we
know
have
you
like
can unbrick it, right?
well, no, I bricked it permanently. Like the whole screen was fucked. Everything was fucked.
You
It
can
wouldn't even
just.
turn on.
Oh, well, I think you can like eventually just like replace parts or
It
just
was
probably buy a new
what I
one
did.
because
What
nobody
I
really
did.
uses
I
them.
put in a pocket that was hanging on the side of my leg, and it kept
Ah,
bouncing and bouncing up my knee, and then eventually, because I was going over in a Humvee, someone bumped into me, and then I like bumped it into the Humvee. I thought, oh, it should be fine.
yeah, that's the
Nah.
thing. Like, yeah, man, I've done that before. Like with in a different. Holy fuck. So what I would do in the like one day when I was at my grandparents' house, I was just messing around, and next thing I know, um, I'm picking up the cooler. I'm like, okay, I didn't have the screen facing my skin in the pocket, so holy shit, I'm at 6 stars because I'm doing the wrong fucking way. Oh shit!
Oh,
But
apparently Wicked wants to fight in Uno.
what? He wants to play Uno. Did he fix the robot yet?
What
No.
robot?
You know, the Uno bot or whatever. Our bot.
Oh, we had an Uno bot.
Yeah, we
We
have
did.
Uno bot. We've had it for
Okay,
like
The
years.
scoreboard
I
was
I
kind
had
of
the top score. I was numero uno.
yeah, because the scoreboard is broken and
I have
it's
logs from that
messed
channel.
up.
I can prove what my score is. Don't start this shit, Dixie.
You
Please.
started this shit like when
You're
you.
still on number 2. What are you complaining about, man?
I'm supposed to be number one. Like you,
he
you
was
had
number
it
one.
I was
for
number 1 before you were, man. And then you came along, and then Apoka started doing that shit. And all this stuff keeps happening. And then I just want to play Uno, and I earned my score. It's not my fault I used to pass out all the time. Because half the time, people still wanted to play even though they know that I was eventually going to pass out. They know for a fact that that was going to happen.
and then they
But,
drop out of the game like a day later. Get like
and I still
500.
had the game open so they could come back anytime they want. And then took somebody a week later, and then a poke was like, I'm just going to say, yeah, I'm just going to use the week later one because somebody left and I convinced them to come back. And then what happened to Ipoka? He got banned for child pedo shit.
Yeah.
He's the only one to call me the Sandman Man. But I'm saying you weren't even that far behind me in the scoreboard in the first place. You know that, right? And I've been gone for like a couple years when I started coming back and playing Uno again. So you could have gotten ahead of me numerous times after like a few years that I was gone, right? Remember? You could
Yeah,
have, man.
except
You could
broke
have.
and like never like fix the scores so that like I should have had like twice as many points.
Who broke the bot?
Wicked.
Okay, so then we don't have to change what the scores were except for you. You can just add like I don't know, a couple thousand and 100 points on there. I don't care.
Okay,
I just want my score to be intact. That's it. You know, you can
that's
add
fine.
all the wins you want. I just want that to be intact.
Okay.
I don't want it to be like reset and just I want my 23,000, god damn it. That's how much I had. Like I don't know, like around 23,000 and you had even more. You know that. I'm not saying that I deserve to be number 1 for all of eternity and all that shit. I'm just saying, don't shoot me in the balls, please. You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't think this Uno thing's
get
not
like
working.
7,000 points and like wins and all that.
Yeah, but anyway, that's that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that shit. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. And next episode, I'm probably gonna do like some another mission in GTA 4. I don't know, maybe something in GTA 5. But the music's kind of fucking copyrighted in GTA 5, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I mean, most is copyrighted in GTA 4 as well.
That's why I had to disable it.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah, thanks guys for watching, all that shit. Anyone want to say goodbye? No?
Oh.
Okay. Goodbye.